Hey, how's it going with my sweet marshmallows tonight? So I wanted to do this segment where it's called From the Mouth of Mona, which is me, where I actually talk about things that I experienced through my spirituality, my journey, and how can you apply this to yourself. So it's three things that I want to talk about: manifestation, the power of assumption, and also cultivating, okay? And what's going to work best for you as a person that's trying to bring some type of abundance into your life or manifest, quote unquote. That's how people describe it. What's best? What's the difference between all three? Which one to me works the best, and how can you use it? Again, if you're watching this, it's going to be mostly listening, but I'm also going to be pulling for, at the end, what's going to work best for whoever's watching. I do feel like I'm going to do kind of like a pick a card type of thing. So you can see right here that I have my amethyst here, my selenite, and then I think it's called celestinite. Like, I be butchering these names, but you might be familiar. So pretty much I'm gonna place each pile in front of them, and whichever one that you pick is going to describe like the best way you can get these things to come to you in a sense. Okay, all right. So just really take in the things that I'm talking about right now. So let's talk about manifestation. All right, manifestation is, to me, it's like, okay, I can write down my goals, I can think it, I can speak it, and it will happen. Okay, I can think and I can speak it and it will happen, things like that. But I feel like manifestation could be broken down into what I was actually talking about, which is the power of assumption and cultivation. Okay, so what that means with the power of assumption is like, just because you wrote down or you said that I'm going to be rich, you just assume that, and you're bringing in this, like, regardless type of energy, like, hey, regardless of what I got to do, regardless of the odds that I'm dealing with right now, I'm going to, I'm going to be rich. And you know that. It's like, you're speaking positivity into yourself. Okay. You're pretty much, what did you call it? You're like altering your frequency to match the precise level that you want to be in life. You're speaking good into yourself, good into situations, things like that. And that's the power of assumption right there. Like, you ever heard the terms of like a guy, let's say you're in an argument with a guy or a girl, and they're like, you keep assuming things, I'm gonna end up doing it. So if you think about it in a sense like that, if you assume that somebody's doing something, or you assume that these things are going on behind your back, you ever heard somebody say, oh, you're going to manifest that into real life? So that's the power of assumption right there within itself, but you're giving it power to the negative thoughts in your mind. So if you actually think about it and shift it to a positive light, you will see how much your life will change just by thinking more positive and assuming that everything that I touch will turn into gold like Midas. It don't even have to be literal gold, but it's going to, whatever I touch. Like, I literally did this. Told my granny, I love my granny, I really do. So I told my granny this. I said, you should try to manifest. You should try to, speak good things to your life, or, do assumptions. So I told her one day to just say, I'm gonna make $100 by the end of this week. Not only did I make $100, I made twice as much as I told her. And it was undeniable that power, that most people don't even realize, that the power of words and speech played a big part in manifesting what I wanted, right? So it's just try it. Just try it. That's why I say, people be like, be careful what you say, because your words do have power. They hold a lot of weight. Your voice is a frequency itself. You're putting it out into the universe. They're listening. That's why they say, don't think bad about yourself or talk bad about yourself, because you're confusing your brain. Your brain is going to believe that, just like spirit, because they don't know any better of what you're saying, but you do. All right. Okay. Whew. Let's breathe, because you know I like to work myself up for some reason. So let's just look into cultivation. So this is a big part for people that want long term. Now, I use the power of assumption for like short term compared to cultivation as long term. Why? When you hear a cultivation, you hear you hear cultivate or agriculture. I like associate those two. In agriculture, you're like a person that farms, you plant seeds, but you're patient enough and you work hard enough on those crops to get the fruit that you pretty much bared, okay? You're getting those things back. You're investing. So you're putting in the work. You're actually putting in the work to make those manifestations happen. Okay? So I'm just saying this right here. I knew like a year or two ago that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I knew that what I wanted to happen in regards to being recognized as a reader and a person that was trying to give messages on the, spirituality, the truth about it, this was my way of doing it. I knew that what I wanted to do in life was this, to pretty much be the messenger to help people, get through life, give them clarity, things like that. That's what I wanted to do. The first step for me was to assume that I was going to be successful. I put that in my mind that I'm going to be successful regardless. Whether I put out a video that everybody didn't like, I just assumed that, somebody's going to like it. That was my first success of like, hey, somebody's listening. All right. Another thing that I had to do was invest, like I said, invest in myself. So the equipment that I use, I got a camera. I bought I'm not going to say the crystals or the atmosphere for it, because I don't want to make it an aesthetic, but I just got things that help me, be a better, reader or messenger, intuitive for you guys to get these messages. So I took the steps, I put in the work, making videos, making sure that I had them out in a timely manner, being consistent. Like, that's a new goal of mine, being more consistent so you guys can get these messages. And it's very much motivating to me, okay? Whew. All right, I'm trying to, oh my God, y'all gonna realize that I'm low-key a big emotional baby, but I really like, having you guys really feel in your own presence across this screen right now that I'm really trying to give y'all real messages on what's going on, how spirituality works and things like that. All right. Hopefully all this stuff makes sense. If it doesn't, you can always comment down below what it is that you do not understand, and I will try my best to clarify it even more, even though I'm trying to tell you something about it now in this video. But I may just simplify it too much. It is what it is. It is what it is. But right now, what I'm actually doing, I'm pulling cards for the different types of things. So when I say manifestation, things like that, if I said, I'm just saying right now, if this was manifestation, if this was cultivation and assumption, you're going to see in different ways, how can you do it and how will this work? So if you're a manifester, pretty much things come easily to you without you putting in work, because you just have this power to draw in things. And you don't have to assume things or anything like that. Whereas assumption is like you have to pretty much trick yourself. I'm going to just say trick yourself into believing, or you pretty much believe enough that it's going to happen. And cultivation is like, that you do not get anything without work. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we get pile 1? Whoever picks pile 1, how will this person benefit the most when trying to attract abundance? How does this person benefits the most by attracting abundance? Do 8 cards per thing. How can this person attract abundance with the first card? How can this person attract abundance? Ooh. Okay, I can already see that how I said it is probably going to play out, but I'm not for sure. How can this person attract abundance? Let's see if it's 8. I'm just making sure it's 8. Off the top, 8. Second pile. How can second pile attract abundance? Which one do they benefit the most? How can they benefit the most on the second pile? Second pile. Second pile. Ooh. Pick these 2. Second pile. Oh. Second pile. I think it's 2 more that I need. Second pile. Second pile. All right, third pile. How will the third pile benefit? What's the best way the third pile can benefit? And it's crazy because if you pay attention to the crystals that I actually picked, you know, even though these crystals are here all the time because I like the power they bring, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. One, 2, 3, 4. All right. At this point, if it came out, it came out. If it's not 8, it's not 8. But I just want it to be 8 because, you know, I just like numbers. Okay. All right. So again, I'm just going to repeat what pile is what. We have amethyst here. We got selenite, and then I think it's celestial night. If I messed it up, my bad. I'm pretty much going to bring it closer a little bit. This is how this one looks. Is this for that pile? You got the amethyst here, real dark, like the color. Then you got selenite here, which you probably are familiar with, these long bars of ice. Okay, of ice. So let's just look at pile 1. Let's push those up. Excuse me, I hit the camera. But let's just flip these over. Okay, so let's do it like this here. All right. So for the people that pick the first pile, how can you benefit the most through these techniques or the things that I described from each technique? You know, if I didn't describe it right, excuse me, but you know, this is the best way that I interpret things right now. So I feel like you are like, literally, this is what I said. This could have been the manifester. So the person that does not have a hard time manifesting things, because they pretty much attract things. Like, they go through life knowing like, hey, I'm deserving. They keep a high vibration. They try not to stay in a low vibration at all. They just know that they're going to get what they deserve. Why I feel like this crystal or these cards pick this crystal, vice versa, is because, you know, amethyst really taps into your intuition. It cleans out negativity, or, you know, you use amethyst to clean other crystals as well. And this is also a cleanser as well too, the selenite. But, you know, you can use either or, but this really taps into intuition and knowing, like really knowing deep down, like regardless, you know, you don't have to think twice about it. All right. So again, this is the type of person that knows that when things leave my life, if they leave my life, they will come back in a different form. So you could be a good manifester with money. So you're like the type of person, like whatever type of money I spend, it will come back to me tenfold. Okay? Tenfold. Yeah, you're waiting. You're waiting. You wait for things to come back. You wait for things to happen. You don't take a lot. It don't take a lot for you to do it. You don't stress about things. You definitely do not stress about things, and you have a positive outlook on what's going to happen for you. Okay, you don't think too much about past, present, and future. You just stay, I'm not going to say present, but you just live in the moment type thing. Again, with the Eight of Swords here, even though it's upright, I feel like you go through pretty much you go through the valley of shadow of the death. Like you trust, like you have this trust in the universe that nobody else has. You trust to the point where it's like, wow, I cannot be stopped. I cannot be moved. I am a powerful force. You could be speaking these affirmations to yourself, and that's how come you're attracted so much. Again, you don't have to do much. You don't have to do much. With the Seven of Pentacles here, there's like it's not Eight of Pentacles, because Eight of Pentacles, talks about pretty much working, putting in the work, doing all of that. Whereas Seven of Pentacles, you see this person like, man, it's gonna grow. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, you're not really worried. And it's like, again, you're not worried. You're not, you know, you don't lose for nothing like that. Why? Because you had the Ten of Cups and the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. The Three of Swords in reverse. Maybe you could be embodying the Three of Wands where you're like, I just want to move forward. I don't look back. You always say like, I don't go backwards, I go forward. Okay? You could be that type of person. However that resonates, okay? All right. Moving on to the second pile. How can the second pile benefit? For the people that picked the first pile, just know that you are the type of person that don't have to do a lot of work to get the things that you want. Okay? Let's see what the second pile, how can the second pile benefit? Already. You leave, of course you guys leave behind. You got the Three of Wands here. Crazy that it comes up. Let's see here. Which one am I getting the most? Because I feel like this is a fighter. This is fighter energy. Why? Or you fire, it could be a fire sign as well. It could be a fire sign, but I'm getting fighter energy because if you look here, you have a person that's constantly fighting, you know, going to hell and back for something they believe in or they want to happen. You also have this person that's not afraid of putting in the work or labor. So again, you could be the cultivator. You benefit the best from, you know, having a clear goal and following through on working towards that. Excuse me if you hear background noise, just know that my family is wide awake, okay? But anywho, like I said, you benefit the best by knowing like, hey, I'm powerful. I got my plans. I got my tools. You know that you have everything that you can do. Like, you know that you're what you're capable of. But at the same time, you know that you have to put in the work with those. Like I think I said in another video, like a person with the person with the confidence but no tools go further than somebody with the tools without confidence, because they put themselves out there. Again, they put in the work. They did things that nobody else would do, including yourself if you don't have that confidence, okay? Again, you're the type of person that's very stubborn, okay? This heavy emphasis on Leo. You could be a Leo where you feel like, oh, okay, I don't want to look for other options. There's no other way that I can, you know, do something else. Like, this is something I want to do. I'm gonna keep my eye on the prize here. Like, yeah, I see I have all these other options, but this behind this closed door, I'm willing to, you know, fly, whatever, to get to that point and see what's under there. I want to see what's on the horizon for me, but I know that I'm gonna work hard for it. And I feel like you guys could be humanitarians. Why I say that? Because you benefit the most from helping people or, you know, the satisfaction of doing things for others, like servicing others. So maybe you got good karma. So you're a cultivator, and you have good karma where you're like really working hard for something and you get those things back in return. All right. Last but not least, you don't stay up at night. You know that, you know, I did what I had to do. I put myself out there. So I shouldn't be overthinking anything, staying up, trying to find answers, because I know whatever I'm looking for and need is on the other side of me putting in that work and, you know, doing what I have to do. Okay? All right. Hopefully that resonates with you. Again, comment down below if these things make sense to you. Are you this type of person? Have you find yourself practicing these things and didn't even know that it benefit you into attracting abundance into your life? All right. So again, it played right into it. What I was telling you about, watch your mouth, watch what you say, because you are the assumer. Okay, you are the assumer. It's crazy because if you know anything about, I think it's called celestial night. Pretty much this helps you get closer to your spirit guides. Pretty much it helps you get to the spiritual realm, bring you closer. So you could have a strong connection with your spiritual guides, your ancestors, whoever you believe in, and they really listen to everything that you say. Sometimes to the point where it can make or break you. Okay, why I say make or break you? Because you have the Tower card. Unexpectedly, things come into your life, bad or good, like where you get recognition, or you be like, dang, I talked myself into a hole, not even realizing, like, hey, yeah, not even realizing. It's crazy how everything lines up. Not even realizing that, hey, when you go to this person, they're listening, they're paying attention. You didn't learn, like, you just now learning that, hey, I gotta focus on what's important, because if I stray away, I might end up somewhere or end up in a situation that I don't need to be in. So again, the power of assumption, or, you know, having these thoughts manifest, or, you know, just having this capacity to connect that way, it's a dangerous game if you don't know how to use it. Okay? Or you just speak anything like, yeah, you never know, they might die tomorrow type of thing. And, you know, that could come into reality, right? You don't want things like that to manifest if it's not positive. You could be a person that dreams a lot. So if you are the type of person that worries, if you are the type of person that worries a lot about certain people, just know that you're gonna get what you asked for, but it might not be as positive as the sun is portraying right now. Okay, something about this insecurity, like if you are the type of person that use the power of assumption, you need to get your insecurities under control, because that's what's fueling your manifestations right now in regards to results. Like, you're pretty much running into stagnancy, you're running into bad relationships, you're running into just bad negative things, because you're thinking negatively. You're like, I might not meet the right person. I do want to meet somebody, boom boom boom. You meet somebody, but you assume that you might not meet the right person, and you end up meeting a jackass. Or you assume that what this job isn't good. You get into the job and it's not, but you're not thinking positive, like, hey, I'm gonna get in this job, it's gonna be great. Like, you know, you go in there with a positive mindset. Really clear your mind, know how to calm your mind, and really attract positivity. Like, I know going through life is not always positive, but if you want a difference in your life, try doing it. All right, because you got the Page of Cups to Queen of Cups. So I feel like this is a learning process for you. something about a learning process for you. So with great power come great responsibility. I hear that. So now you're like, okay, I gotta be more responsible with what I do in life, what I do, say, act around people, because again, you're working with karma. Everybody's working with karma in a sense, but what goes around comes around. So don't get into arguments right now. It's saying don't get into arguments because you could be saying some mean stuff to somebody, like, I hope you die, and there they go, dead. And you're gonna regret that. Like, don't have regrets. Don't have regrets. You would rather, something about you would rather want to speak your truth, know how to emotionally, bring in this abundance, instead of being a coward and a person that doesn't know how to use this power. Like, it's just like, do the right thing. Like I said, know what you're getting into. You benefit the best way of that. So if you might benefit from being a motivational speaker, really helping people heal. Again, you could be like a person that preaches. You could be a preacher. That's why your words hold so much, weight, because you have, this power of assumption. Like, this person come in sick, you'd be like, how some people like, I give it 3 days and this is going to happen. Sure enough, it happens, and you just like, you be like, kind of, in awe, like, wow, this really happened. I didn't even know that myself. Like, this is cool. Now that you know that you have this power, the spirit saying you be responsible with it. Be more knowledgeable with it as well. With the I think you had the hair font. Did you have the hair font? That's when you had the hair font in here. Yeah, the hair font. Be more knowledgeable. Be responsible. Don't, be a person that don't use this knowledge, okay? But all right, because now my family getting a little bit louder. Hopefully these messages resonated with you. Again, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're confused. Let me know if you get exactly what I'm saying. Let me know if you actually experience those things I'm talking about in regards to this power, these methods of attracting abundance, okay? Other than that, like, subscribe, share, comment, and you stay sweet.